Keeping you informed. This is In.form on WBDC and 18 WJTS.
Welcome back to another edition of In.form here on 101 Country WBDC and 18 WJTS. I'm Kaitlyn Neukam, and today we're talking about Locking Arms for Suicide Awareness. They have their 2025 annual event coming up on Saturday, September 13th at venue 1408 in Huntingburg. And with us today, we have some of our board members. We have Vice President Jordan and board member Kris. Welcome, ladies. It's a pleasure to have you.
Thank you for having us.
Good afternoon. Thank you for having us.
So let's go ahead. We're going to kind of step back before we step forward into another year of your fantastic suicide awareness event. But before we get into that, will you tell us, whether it's Jordan or Kris, whoever wants to be the victim here
I'll
today?
let Jordan do that.
Tell us a little bit about like the background for Locking Arms and, you know, what you guys have been involved in over the past few years. Give us kind of some background.
Yeah, so Locking Arms was actually started in 2019 after our president, Kendra Nichols, lost her brother to suicide and realized that this area just doesn't have a lot of resources for that as far as, you know, any intervention or prevention. And so that's what we have been working towards is coming up with, you know, the intervention, the prevention, and now with postvention, even with our loss team. So we have the annual event every year, which helps fund some of the things that we do within the community. And we have been able to donate resources to families who have lost other family members to suicide. We have partnered with other organizations like Mays Ways Foundation that provides us with resources to give to kids who lose their parents to suicide. So right now, that's just some of the things that we've been doing and working on with that. So.
Right. And as a nonprofit organization, you know, you mentioned the pre, during, and post prevention, XYZ. I'm not very good with the technical terms, but, you know, here nor there. But, you know, what does that kind of entail so far as what you guys are able to provide? I mean, there's a cost there to make those things happen. And I would imagine it takes actual volunteers who want to learn these skills too, right?
Yep. So even just most recently on Monday, we had a QPR training class that we offered here in the community, which was for free for those that attended. It does cost for us to get that training for us and then to be able to provide those resources. But I think on Monday we actually got, 8 people certified to question, persuade, and then refer them to resources. And that's part of that prevention, you know, helping people who feel like there is no way out and they have no one to kind of guide them to something that might save their life.
Right. And again, a topic that not everyone likes to talk about. It's still stigmatized to this day. And it just feels kind of icky. But being in the percentage of people that know how to react and how to help, whether it's themselves or others, is invaluable for, you know, everyone around this area. And just being able to spread more awareness is super important. And Kris, I'd like to ask you, you know, a little bit about your involvement. I know you said that you're going to have Jordan do most of the talking today, but you're not going to not be subjected to some of my questions.
Of course not. I am actually the treasurer of Locking Arms. And as you mentioned, we are a nonprofit organization. We have been truly blessed with donations. That is how we operate. That is how we run. Everything that is given to us is given back to the community. That is what we use to basically put on things like we're putting on, like for the event, you know, the speaker coming to the event. Jordan will talk about that here in a little bit. Also, the loss team. I'm a member of the loss team as well as Jordan is. If you're not familiar with the loss team, basically we provide support and resources to those that are directly affected by suicide. So when a suicide happens in our county, the law enforcement will reach out, or a coroner will reach out to one of the loss team members, and then that's kind of where we kick into play and provide support and resources to those families.
Right. And again, invaluable resources to be able to rely on other community members to get through such hard times as people do suffer through this. an occurrence every single day. It's not going away anytime soon. However, the work that you guys are doing and continuing to do to, spread that knowledge, that a little goes a long way, and that goes to fighting those statistics that we hear that are so heartbreaking. However, we're going to transition from the more difficult conversations to talking about this 2025 annual event. So, give us the whole rundown. What do we need to know? What is maybe the significance of it? What is the purpose? Who are we looking for? All kinds of stuff. So, Jordan, take it away.
Yeah. So the event is this Saturday at venue 1408. We will have a speaker. Her name is Leslie Wyrick. She is actually more focused towards men's mental health and military, which I think is extraordinary. I think it's one of the most, or least, depending on the word, talked about, right, for men's mental health. So I think that it's going to be a great event. Actually, Leslie lost her son on National Suicide Prevention Day, which was September the 10th of 2016. Wow. And so she has been advocating for men's mental health ever since. And so we're so excited to have her, and she will be a great asset for this year's benefit. Every year we have a different speaker, and everyone that we've had has had some sort of an impact into like a different category of the type of loss and the prevention that we need. So we're really excited to have her. And then we will have a meal this year. We originally had this slotted for a smaller time frame. We have moved that now to 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. And so we will have Mama T's spaghetti style dinner. And then we will have donuts from Parlor Donuts. And then we will have a grazing table. We will have a cash bar. We will have an auction. We will have door prizes. Tickets are $20 for adults. Kids 14 and under are actually free this year. So that's something different that we've done. The ticket cost has lowered. We want to get as many people in there as we can. We do still have ticket sales online, and you can purchase those at the door. And we'll have the memory table there as well. So if someone has lost someone to suicide that they would like to have on that memory table, we can still accept their pictures and the information, anything they would like for us to do for that as well. So
right. And one thing I want to highlight from all of the general information about the event is, I guess I'll just ask in general, is this a family-friendly event?
It is very much a family-friendly event, yes.
Absolutely. The way we look at it is it's not just, it's the whole family that's affected by suicide. So if we can reach out, to the whole family, we want to include, kiddos. We don't worry about, screaming, hollering. I know some may be like, oh, I don't want my little one there. I'm afraid they're going to, upset the atmosphere. Oh, absolutely not. We have a ball with everything. Like Jordan said, too, May's Way, who focuses more on providing materials to children who have lost parents to suicide. She will be there. She was actually our guest speaker last year, but she will be involved as well. So we encourage family to attend this event together.
Yeah. And while it's kind of a heavy topic, the event itself is actually very fun. We have the speaker, and for a little while it is a serious conversation, but the rest of the time we've got music playing, we've got dinner, we've got conversation, meeting up with people you may not have seen in a while. So it's a fun time and definitely family friendly. So.
Right. To recognize and then to celebrate, I think, is very powerful for the work that you guys get to do. And I would imagine as well, kind of reunion for you guys. And you get to celebrate the great work that you've been doing for another year here in Du Bois County, which is, again, just an invaluable resource to have and continue to grow. And, we talk about donations and whatnot, and this is kind of one of those big nights for you guys as well. And I'm seeing there's door prizes, maybe even some auction items. So how does that kind of correlate back to what you guys are doing?
Yeah, so we actually auction those items off, and then they're pretty cool things, too. I think we've got some Cardinals tickets. We've got some really giant bean bags that were a hit last year from, is it Kimball? Yeah. So those proceeds go back into our training resources, our lost team funding, all of those things that we use to put those back into the community. So the funds that we raise from that helps us put that back into the community.
And again, to touch on what Jordan was saying too, all these items that we're these items that we are given for the auction are from local businesses. So we have been very blessed by the local businesses, whether it be a donation, and we have sponsorships We have a lot of sponsorships coming from the local businesses too. And I know the event's just Saturday, but it's not too late. If anybody wants to donate an item or sponsor, please reach out to us and we will come pick it up.
Very good. And how, before we move on, how best can we contact Locking Arms? Because, I mean, you guys do a great job on Facebook. Is there a more personal route? What do you guys kind of prefer so far as contact?
So they can reach out to, and I don't know if I have it in front of, isn't that terrible? Technology nowadays, I just have like Kendra's phone number under Kendra on my phone.
We do have
and
an
I'm
email.
SOS right now on my phone. So I'll give that to Jordan.
We do have an email. It is onelockingarmsforsuicide@gmail.com. And so that may be one of the quicker ways, unless Facebook, the three of us have access to it. So, but that's the email address that can be reached out to as well. And there is information on the Facebook page as far as what sponsorships levels are. So.
Right, and that's good to know just in case someone's like, we may be last minute, but it's good to, again, put that foot forward and kind of see what they can do to help you guys out. And something that I was kind of curious about, too, is as you go from this event over to, again, it's part of recognition, it's part of celebration, but at the same time, is there something that, you guys individually take away from it? Because I would imagine it's also very rewarding for you to kind of hear stories and know, once again, that whatever your experience is, you're not alone.
Absolutely. All of us, whether it be board members or just members that we have been affected directly by suicide, whether it be individually or family members or close friends. So I think it's hard to explain how rewarding it is to see the impact that we make. And it may not be, right out, you may not see it right in front of you. I'm trying to think of the words I'm trying to say, but just the looks on the face or just the hug by people that are listening to you, just the simple words. It's just very rewarding.
Yeah. Jordan, anything to add?
No, I think she touched on it pretty well. I got really lucky my second year to be a speaker. And so, I'm an attempt survivor. And so to me, to see that light and to be that light for other people is just something that every single year you just kind of like take a step back and you're like, you could have never imagined it to be this, right? Like you never thought that you'd be on the other side of it. And I'm on the other side of it. And I just, for me, it's letting other people know that there's another side. So I love it every year.
Right.
As we always say, their story's not over.
No.
Story's not over. I can greatly appreciate that as well. And before we let you ladies go, I want to, again, this is Saturday, September 13th at venue 1408 in Huntingburg. The time is from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern. The doors open at 3 p.m. Eastern. And one thing I want to know is this event exclusive for those affected by suicide, or is anyone from the community welcome to attend the event?
Anyone and everyone is welcome and encouraged.
Absolutely.
We want as many people there. And like I said, with Leslie Wyrick being the speaker this year and the impact, I think that men's mental health needs to be addressed. I think we really would love for this to be the biggest one we've had yet.
Yeah. And I would challenge anyone out there listening or watching that, putting your foot out there and putting yourself out there when you're not sure of your own confidence, that is scary. It is terrifying. But just try it, because you really don't know where it's going to lead you until you experiencing it yourself. And this is one of those events where the community is oh so welcoming, right?
Absolutely.
Yes.
And we do have, we encourage people from around, other communities to please come to the event too. It's not just for Du Bois County. We got surrounding counties. We got, people coming that have purchased tickets, outside of the state, outside of counties. So please come if you're available. We'd love to have you.
And I think, too, to just follow up on that, I think our mindset, too, is you may not have been affected, but at any point you could be, right? So to hear the stories of the situations that have happened that, again, take people by surprise sometimes. And I think it's beneficial to anybody.
beneficial to anybody and everybody, I would argue. But ladies, it's been a pleasure to get to have you in the studio today and talk to you a little bit about your upcoming event. Of course, we wish you the best of luck. And honestly, me personally, I hope you continue to go out in our community and make those changes where others might struggle, because it is very much needed. And we appreciate all that you do for our community.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you. We appreciate you.
Very good. Thank you so much for listening and watching this In.form here on 101 Country WBDC and 18 WJTS, again with Locking Arms for Suicide Awareness. Their 2025 annual event is happening this Saturday, September 13th, 2025 at venue 1408 in Huntingburg, Indiana. Doors open at 3 p.m. with the event starting at 4, and you can find online ticket reservations at lockingarmsforsuicide.myevent.com.
This has been In.form on WBDC and 18 WJTS. Catch past episodes on our social media pages and our websites. If it matters to you, it matters to us. In.form.